have a go at some Cubism analysis. So in school we've been looking at the two different styles of Cubism, analytical and synthetic. We're actually going to have a look at this, one of the Juan Gris pictures in this video. So I'm just going to show you how I would respond to the one on the right hand side. So this is the one that I'm going to look at. I'm not going to use a ruler, although it has got lots of straight lines. I'm going to attempt to just draw those lines as straight as I can. I'm starting off with a big yellow triangle, and I'm just trying to get that same angle, and then I'm going to add the next thing that I can see, which is the guitar shape. So it's the black guitar shape. I'm just trying to sketch things in very, very lightly to start off with. I found this quite confusing, and I'm sure you will when you have a go at it too. But you can just, do your best. Just keep referring to the image that you've got in front of you, and just keep checking to see that when you're starting to draw different bits, that you are getting them in the right place. And the only way to know that is basically to keep checking the original image against the one you're drawing. So this one I'm really lightly sketching, because if I make any mistakes and I get any wobbly lines, I'm going to need to rub them out, which is fine. But if I can avoid doing that, I will. So I'm just trying to get the correct angle in by measuring with my pencil, putting my pencil at the same angle on the image, and then trying to get that same angle on the piece of paper. Okay, so just again, sketching in, trying again to get the correct angle all the time. So just drawing in that first rectangle, and then trying to get the angle of the yellow triangle in again. So it's just purely about looking and checking and measuring all the time. Again, you can see that I'm just trying to get my lines as straight first of all, but also the angle of them to get them correct as well, as much as possible anyway. I'm going to do a part 2 to this, and I'm going to do what we're going to do in class, which is to add some coloured pencil. But in this one, I'm just going to sketch the whole thing out with as much detail as I can, and then I will end the video. So I'm just trying to put the main bits that I'm going to draw in, and I've realised that that's not quite in the right place, so I've rubbed it out. Okay, so coming down to draw the little black triangle, and then again trying to get the same angle for the second bit of guitar that pops out of the triangle. Trying to get that guitar shape. So if you want to use a ruler for this task, you can of course use a ruler, but as I said, I've chosen not to, because I think more of your personality shows up in your drawing if you don't use a ruler, and I quite like that. So I'm more or less there. So just going to add some other little details. So I'm not drawing the whole image because the image is a lot bigger, and I'm going to run out of paper if I try to draw the whole image. So I'm just going to focus on one section for this task. Okay, so I've sketched it all out roughly, and then it's a case of putting in some detail. So I'm happy with all of my major lines. So now I'm going to come in and add in a little bit more detail. And the first thing I'm going to do is to try to put that ladder shape. Counting how many ladder shape is actually the top of a guitar, I think, isn't it? It's the top, this bit of the guitar that you hold, the handle. I'm sure there's a correct term for it. So just putting the, are they frets? I'm not sure, but drawing them in anyway. So you can see, looking at this image, that Juan Gris has actually, it is a painting of a guitar with some sheets of music on a table. And as we've discussed in class, it looks like the guitar's basically exploded onto the table, doesn't it? It's all been taken apart and flattened out. So this is what we're trying to replicate in our work. The idea of seeing all different angles on one picture plane. And you'll notice as well that the colour palette he used is very limited. You've got that yellow ochre colour, some white, some grey, blue, black, brown, and a little bit of green. So it's not a very vibrant colour palette, it's quite limited. It's just trying to sketch in the last little bits that I think are going to fit. And we are really more or less there for the actual sketching out. So in the next video, what I'll be doing is just showing you how I can blend colours together using coloured pencil by layering my colours. Okay, so just finishing off the last few lines. And that's it, more or less done.